Hello, friends. Welcome to Time Out with Noelle Janae, a podcast about Christianity and other life topics. I'm your host, Noelle, and thank you so much for timing out with me. Here's what you can expect from today's podcast. So I feel like if I really need to take a break and like my health and my mental health or my physical health is in jeopardy, then I will take a break. But other than that, if I get unmotivated, then I will have to find ways to motivate myself. And if that is, going out with friends, driving or something for a couple of hours one day because I can't bring myself to write a paper or do, composition or... What is up, guys? How are you guys today? How have you been the past couple of weeks? I know a lot of stuff's been happening, and I just want to, check in with you guys. See how you're doing. I have been very busy. I have been pre-filming, pre-recording, pre-writing, blog posts, YouTube videos, podcast episodes for the past couple of weeks, just preparing and also packing to go back to school. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. It's nice to have you. Hi. I am a sophomore in university. I go to Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee, and I am a music education major with a vocal emphasis. And I am in a choir, Evangelistic Singers, or EVS, and I love what I do. And so I've just been making content just in case when I go back to school, in case I get super busy, just kind of getting back into the swing of things and finding a job and, just trying to balance work, this job, and then an actual job and everything that comes with it. So, yeah. So today I wanted to reflect and talk about and walk through my sophomore year goals with you guys and why I chose the goals that I chose and the meanings behind them. And I'm going to expose myself for how bad my freshman year was. Yeah, it was rough. So let's get started. So my first goal is to get a job because I need to pay for school. And I am only taking 16 hours this semester, which is the least amount of hours that I have taken ever. So, in college, at least. So, my first semester, freshman year, I took 18 hours. Second semester, I may have also taken 18 hours, but I don't really remember. So, 16... I'm going to have so much more time. I am so excited. And, not so much more time, but I'll have more time. And I'm thinking about, getting a job at either Ross or Cato. And I would most likely want to work in the evenings because I usually don't have anything to do in the evenings. Except for, rehearsals. Rehearsals for my choir are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30, and then on Tuesdays they end at 7. So, just trying to balance all of that. So I'd probably work the evenings. And I actually can't wait to get a job because I've never had an actual job. And I want to work at Ross or Cato or Aldi or something like that because I shop there a lot. That's where I usually get my clothes from. I get my jeans sometimes from Cato's. They're not the best quality, but they're usually on sale. But I mainly get all of my clothes at either Goodwill or Ross. So I want to get a job at Ross really badly because I'm also helping support one of my favorite stores, and I think it's technically considered secondhand. So I'm just supporting, a more sustainable option than working at Cato's would be, because I'm pretty sure that's considered fast fashion. And then Aldi, because I buy all my groceries at Aldi pretty much, and I love Aldi, and I'm a big fan of Aldi. So getting a job is my number one goal for sophomore year, for just going right back and making some money. So, yes. My second one is doing the best I can. I figured out that I cannot have a letter grade goal, because if I try to achieve a letter grade, I usually end up failing myself. So my goal is just doing the best I can, because I feel like, my best may be a B in a class, and somebody else's best may be like an A+ in a class. So I want to do the best for me with the boundaries that I've set for myself. And I have really decided to step back and take a look at my priorities, and I realized that some months in last year I would prioritize just school, and I wouldn't have a social life at all. And then other months I'd have just the biggest social life ever, and my grades would tank. So I just want to find a healthy balance between that, and it may be going to less, church services. It may be going to less, functions or dinners out with friends. And sometimes it may be, putting off, starting an essay that's due in a month by a few days, just to rest or to hang out with friends that you've been avoiding for a while, which I definitely did that. So just doing the best I can and finding a balance for myself, especially with me getting a job that's even more important right now. So, yes. My next goal is to take breaks when I really need to. I found that I sometimes, I was in between one end of the spectrum, and then some months I would go to the exact opposite end of the spectrum. So some months I would just push myself beyond my limits, and I ended up getting super sick, and it was very unhealthy, and I was just drinking copious amounts of Monsters. And then some months I would literally just take breaks because I didn't feel like doing something. So I feel like if I really need to take a break and my health and my mental health or my physical health is in jeopardy, then I will take a break. But other than that, if I get unmotivated, then I will have to find ways to motivate myself. And if that is, going out with friends, driving or something for a couple of hours one day because I can't bring myself to write a paper or do, composition or theory homework or something, then that's okay, because then I can come back rejuvenated and ready to get more work done. So that's something I need to do. And then my next goal is don't push myself beyond my limits. I always tell the story of stressed out Noelle. Yes, I talk to myself in third person. It happens. But stressed out Noelle is not it's just not good. When I stress out and I get really stressed over school or life or something, my mental health and my physical well-being tanks. There are days where I will forget to eat. There are days where I do not sleep. There are days where I just lock myself in my room after class and I will look like a trash bag. And, that's just, not the healthiest. During finals, my first semester for finals week, one day, I drank 5 Monsters in a day. And I went to bed at 3 a.m. trying to study and trying to finish essays and all this stuff. And I had an 8 a.m. exam, an 8 a.m. final the next day. And it was not good nor fun nor fresh. So, yeah. So I need to set myself boundaries. And my next one is no more energy drinks. Coffee is pretty much the only caffeinated, energy drink that I drink is pretty much coffee. And then I drink water and soda and juice. That's pretty much it. But no more energy, no more Monster specifically. I like the Mountain Dew energy fruit punch drink thing, but I like it because it's not as caffeinated, I don't think, as Monsters are. So I'm allowed to have that, but the problem is that they don't have that on my campus. The only energy drinks they have are like Bang and Monsters. So, which I haven't tried Bang yet. So, DM me and recommend me some flavors of Bangs that I should try. My next one is meal prepping on Saturdays. I am actually about to email my school and find out if I can actually get off the meal plan, because I don't need it because I usually just cook anyway. So I'm going to have like a little lunch bag that I can take where I can go like in between classes or something, like in between breaks of classes during lunchtime, where I can just go sit somewhere and study and eat my food that I brought with me. So I think that will save me a bunch of money, and it's just cheaper to buy groceries every week, honestly, because I usually just end up spending like $20 or $30 on groceries, and that usually actually lasts me like 2 weeks. So, yes. Next up is use any means necessary to stay organized. So, I have 2 planners. One is a little blue planner that is undated, and I use that for my content calendar and my to-do lists. So, I got that at Dollar General, and it was like $1 or $2. And then my school planner is one I got from Ross, and it was like $10, and it's dated, and it's a monthly one, and it doesn't start till September. So I will have to use my blue planner for like the month of August, and then I can use my other one in September. And then I had one thing that I really liked using last year was I just had a notebook where I put all of my to-do lists, all of my meal prep stuff, and if I had forgotten a notebook for a class, I would take notes in it, but that usually wasn't like often, so I just have like a couple of note things in there. But like that notebook saved my life so many times. And so also for like finding my class schedule, I put all of my classes in my Google Calendar, and I have to actually go in and time block and write out whatever I'm doing every hour, and that really helped me last year. But I find that it takes me a very long time to get into habits. So, like, one of the habits I'm trying to develop is read my Bible and do my quiet time every morning, but I have actually fallen off of that habit because I feel like, I'm the type of person who thinks that, like, I can catch on to something for a couple of days and it will last me the rest of my life, but I'm learning that I can't do that, and I'm not that type of person. So I'm like having to like retrain myself, and so I'm gonna have to retrain myself to get back into that habit of putting everything I'm doing into my Google Calendar. And especially when I get a job, like when I get my shifts, that will help me to see how it correlates with my classes and with my free time, so I can get my homework done and stuff. So, and also I'm pretty sure my breaks for like my job will be spent with me doing homework, so that's gonna be cool, I guess. Next is deep clean our room every Saturday. So one thing that I really fell off the bandwagon with last year was keeping my room clean, because my roommate last year and we were both music majors, and we're also not the cleanest people ever, which we're creative brains, so I feel like that's kind of obvious, but I want to become a cleaner person, and I feel like just like room check was just a hassle, and I hated it because our room was never like actually clean. So I want to make the habit. So my Saturdays, usually Saturday mornings, I will take myself on a little date. I like to do this just to have some alone time and just to do something that I like doing. And it will usually be me going in the morning right as Goodwill opens. And I will go to Goodwill and I will look around and I will shop a little bit because I also get a 15% discount because I'm a college student. So that's really fun. And then I'll usually go grocery shopping after that because the Goodwill and the Aldi's are like down like the strip mall from each other. So they're like a few stores down from each other. And so I'll go to Aldi and then I'll go home and I'll put, my groceries up, and then I will usually, kind of like tidy up my room, like make my bed. I want to take the time to clean it. And then I'll usually like hang out with my family like every Saturday because a bunch of my family lives in Cleveland. So like, why not hang out with them every chance I get? Because usually when I'm home, I'm 3 hours away from them. So, like, this summer has been, like, kind of hard because I got really used to being with my family a lot. And then it was kind of just stripped away from me with this whole COVID thing. And so I love my family, if you haven't noticed yet. And then my last goal of, sophomore year is to do my devotions every morning. So that, I think I already talked about this, but I love doing Bible studies. I love reading the Bible, and I just want to make it a habit. And also, another thing I want to do is I want to actually, enjoy nature. So, I hate the outdoors, but I love my campus so much. I love walking around it. Granted, it's kind of stinks sometimes because, it's kind of hilly. But I do love walking around it, and I just want to take time and enjoy it. And my actual last goal is I want to go to the gym. So there's a gym on campus that all the students are allowed to use. And I just want to go maybe like a couple of times a week. And I just want to, walk on the treadmill or something for, an hour or 30 minutes or something. Or bike a little bit while I read or something. Or watch season 2 of Umbrella Academy. But I want to go to the gym more. And once I actually start, I'm going to go to Ross and get me some, athletic clothing or whatever. So, those are pretty much all of my goals for my sophomore year. If there are more, then I will post them on the Instagram. But let me know your guys' goals. DM me. I will. Sorry that clip got a little cut off there. Again, I accidentally hit stop record. So, yeah, sorry about that. But I just wanted to, finish this little episode off by saying, y'all can always DM me and tell me your goals. And I will, talk about them with you if you want me to. And I will, cheer you on. And I will be your biggest cheerleader, ever. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say to end it. So, yeah. Hello, friends, and welcome to my favorite segment of this podcast called Songs of the BiWeek. If you are new to the podcast, then you may not know what this segment is. Songs of the BiWeek is a little thing I came up with where every podcast episode I give you guys 1 or 2 songs, whether Christian or clean, secular music, whatever I'm jamming to, whatever I've been loving the past couple of weeks, or whatever I'm gonna listen to for the next couple of weeks. And I just share with you guys my song recommendations. So, the songs of the BiWeek this week are Tribes by Victory Worship and In a Little While from Nashville Life Music. Now, Tribes is actually a song I discovered from Facebook, and they do the song, they do a part of the song in 3 different languages. So they do it in English, Filipino, and Spanish, and it is a bop and a half, and I love the song so much. Highly recommend you guys listen to it. And then in a little while, I recently did a YouTube video where I reviewed and reacted to Nashville Life's music's new album, Here for Jesus, and this is my favorite song off of the album. It is so good. I highly recommend you guys listen to this. It's like the whole album is like a throwback, but like bringing it into like modern, kind of like there's some, Earth, Wind and Fire vibes, some Michael Jackson like just the music and the whole production of it is so clean, and I really love it. And I love Nashville Life music. If y'all ever, find me, I love you guys. And so those are the songs of the BiWeek. And DM me on Instagram and tell me what your guys' favorite songs are. And you never know, they may end up in songs of the BiWeek. So enjoy listening. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you like it, then give it a like and a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to the podcast on wherever you're listening to, because episodes do come out every other week. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at TimeNoelPod, and DM us with any suggestions of what we should talk about on the podcast and any guests that you guys want to hear on the podcast. And I hope you guys have a blessed and highly flavored week. And the next podcast episode, we will be talking about my favorite TV shows and why I think you guys should watch and like them too. So I hope, again, you guys have a blessed and highly flavored week. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this podcast. I love making it. And goodbye.